Hello everybody and welcome back to Alma. So the first job we need to do today is, if you can look in our greenhouses, we got that, you can see that everything is dead, especially in our two fruit greenhouses. So we are going to have to load up, get these two filled, and we might as well top up the end one, which that's genuinely, it's all alright. So if we go to here, you'll see water empty, water empty. We could get some manure in at some point, but I think we're all right for a little while. And this, yeah, we only need 9,500 litres in there. So we're going to get these two filled. We then need two. We are probably best doing this whilst we're waiting for that to fill. We need to move this wool over, otherwise we're going to have a full spawn point there, which is never any good because it means we're leaving money on the table. And we also have 18,000 litres of milk in the cow shed, so that needs transferring over. So once we're finished with the water, we can go and take that over. Yes, if you see here, this is getting rather full. So we should be able to take these two and then grab hold of another two and do 4 and then come over and do that. It's just a shame. Can we? No, we won't be able to. I was just looking there to see if there was a flat bit on top of our tanker, whether we could then go take the goat's milk at the same time, but I don't think that'd be possible. So right, we're going to move this wool, get these filled up with water, get milk over to the dairy, and then I think it'll be worth bringing you back. So I don't know why that trailer is auto-loading. Some would look at that and go, that's amazing, it's auto-loading, it's really helpful. But for me, I'm just finding it's making it even harder work to do what I want to do. And I think I've left that forklift in the way. Let's just see if we can go around the side. It's somewhere around here. There we go. So let's dump this milk in there. Yeah, I need to see how to turn that off because that's really annoying with it trying to load it. It's just taking the odd things and not really stacking them very well, which made it take very much longer than what I would have liked to. Anyways, we'll get this milk in. We'll go back. We'll swap over onto our other trailer so we can get our wool. Okay, right, tongue-tied there. So we can bring our wool and goat's milk up to here. So we'll put goat's milk into the dairy, which we're leasing, and we'll sell the wool, which should give us a fair amount of money. I think it's 170 odd thousand. It's up to now, so it'll be very nice indeed. All just depends. Cheers for that. Not like you could see me coming. All just depends what to do with the money, because there is something that I am toying with, is some more land, and the perfect field for us would be this one, which is 33% loam. It's a decent size. And what crop? Because I want to say it's soybeans in there. Yeah, soybeans. So that's brilliant for us. That's what we're going for this year. So I'm just going to leave the trailer on this side, and I've got to remember to be really careful, because I did put all the straps onto the trailer, onto our flatbed, but then for some reason, as soon as we brought some pallets over, it tried to auto-load them. It took all the straps off. So I'm half tempted, though, to give this a go of where this could either be a really bad idea or a really good idea, because that looks looks atrocious. One, we need to fold our back steps in. Right, they're not in the way. So if we go F1, unloading side left, so we want to go left shift and I. Oh, I hope I haven't done a really bad idea here. Okay, why is it doing? Can I stack it? Oh, that is for stack. So load. I think I'm going to have to load all these up by hand again. At least it should look a bit neater, if that's the only thing that we can say. Right, let me try and sort this out. Interestingly, it would only on when I wanted to stack them, it would only go one high. So anyways, I've had to throw the next two layers on, hence why it probably doesn't look the greatest. But first thing we need to go do is the goat's milk into the dairy, get rid of them, which I have tried to avoid putting in. Well, you would say there's nothing on top of them. And then I need to find, where can we sell this wool? To bale sell point. I think I remember where that is, but I'll just double make sure. So what do we have there? We've got almost 49,000 litres of wool. That's a fair effort, isn't it? So first job, let's crash into the it'll be sidewalk. Is that what it's called in America? Let's crash into that. Let's run a woman over, as you do, and let's get into here. We are going to have to make sure that we're fully parked when we take these straps off, because I don't want all the wool to fall off, and I can't. We've got the interactive zone markers turned off at the minute. So right, there is all of the goat's milk, and if we just cross over the railway line here, we can sell all this. We do have, I think it's soybeans to sell next month. I will just have to double check on that. So if we were to buy a new field today, then it won't be so bad that we can then go make a fair bit of money. I'm sure it's June, July you can sell for soybeans. But right, let's turn around here. If we take the straps off now, I want to try and keep a continuous sell. There we go. So 173,000 plus over 15,500. That brings us up to 281,500 pounds. Well, dollars, let's say. So let's get ourselves back to the yard. We can. Oh, we're gonna have to go this way, I think, because let's go to. Yeah. There's a load of timber there that we need to go get, so let's go back to the lorry. Whilst we're here, we might as well go pick all that up and we can get that sold. So what I am going to do is, if I pull straight through here, I'll auto load these on, because I think we've done enough loading of trailers for today. Plus, I want to work out how I can turn the auto load off. I think if I go to the workshop, so I want to work out how I can get that turned off to make my life a bit easier, especially when it comes to having to load this trailer up. Because like I say, it's so much easier. If I can do it myself, ooh, there's a lot of zooming in, zooming out there. If I can do it myself, then it'll be quicker to load, I reckon, and it will look slightly neater than if auto load's just going to kick in every now and again and sort of mess up how I want to put everything. So let's put those ones on. And then if we take a real wide berth, well, this is very slow at reversing this. We take a real fencer. We'll get the remainder of these on, and there'll be another. What will it be? 150,000 in timber. Is that what we've been making doing this? But it's quite nice. It's only to go to the grain elevators, the grain museum. Sorry, so it's not going far at all. Right, let's stop. Load these ones on, and I'll see you at the sell point. Thinking on, I still have I think I'm now uncertain. I've still got the stump grinder, and is that not taking any more beams now? I think I still have the stump grinder, and I've still got the planter, so it may be worth finishing off our bit of woodland. There's not a lot to do, but if we get that done, we won't have to do it for a while. Right, let's just have a look. So it needs roof plates. We're completely full of wooden beams. So where else can I sell wooden beams? So where is the hardware store? I imagine it'll be down. Right, okay, so it's down here just behind the supermarket. So we'll get here, sell these last lot. I'll pick up 4 pallets. Was it lodgepole pine we're putting in? So let's go to wood, I'm guessing. No? Let's go down to here. Tree saplings. Lodgepole. Let's do 5. Don't know. Let's get 5, so then we can sell these wooden beams, pick them up, and take all that back to the farm. So I'll have to see if there's anywhere. Do they have a factory for the roof tiles? So sell them. So that's another 30, well, almost £40,000 there. So if we go to the factories, what do we have left? Tailor shop. So we need fabric for that. So we'll have to have our own. Yeah, no, they don't have one at all. So the grain mill is something that we will need. So we're going to have to place a load of our own factories down to be able to continue with this grain museum, which I'd like to see how far we can get with it, because this series is certainly nowhere near the end. I know when the new Highlands Fishing comes out, which actually at time of recording this, it will be out. And I'm sure I would have done a fair few, well, I would have tried to catch up and do a fair few episodes. So it's looking like, because I have quite a few episodes recorded in advance, it is looking like that on the day of viewing this, there may be a Highlands Fishing out as well. So there'll be some days, there'll be 2 episodes a week until I'm completely caught up with these videos. Otherwise, it's just a nuisance for me having to change all the recording dates that I've already set them at. So yeah, you could be fortunate for 2 episodes a day, and then when I'm fully caught up, it will just slide and fit in, hopefully as normal. So I've just realised I've missed a trick here. Because I'll be honest, I've had a few days off recording, which has been lovely, but I've completely forgotten that we have some weeding to do, and I'd completely forgotten there's a load of timber in there. We need to go get all that. I thought I'd cleared up all that, and it was just these trees here to come down and then replant. Oh, anyways, right, we need to find. I think we want the where Where are they? Okay, here they are, 7R. So we want this, and this wants to have the hoe put on, and we can send that off doing that. I want to gather up all the alfalfa bales in there, and then I would like to have a bit of a lime mission going on, because we're also going to buy ourselves this field here, 37, which that is... where is it? What we're looking for? Soybeans. Have I been really black? There we go. Yeah. So that is soybeans 37. So we're going to buy that. We're then going to, with that bought, do soil sampling. So purchase soil information. Tram lines, none. I want to keep it at that. So that's not... Ooh, I've crashed into a wall there. So what I'm going to do is, whilst I sort out the bales in the alfalfa field, we're going to get the worker on doing this, which there should be. Oh wait, there it is. This up by the tedder. And then whilst the worker's doing a bit of weed removal, we're doing the bales, and that means we can take over and we can do a bit of weed removal afterwards. So let's put that on. I think it would be well worth putting the front weight on. Just need to be careful I don't take the tedder instead, because it would work, but it's not the ideal intention. Get that weight on, which you can see we've hardly used that, and we'll get this on in the... Is it a sorghum field did we do up at this top? I can't remember if we moved on for the big field. This is the only thing with taking a bit of time off. You just forget what you've done. So this, yeah, that's true. I think it's in the first growth stage, is it? Oh, the second growth stage, and there is weeds in there. Obviously, there won't be weeds on this end bit because this is what we expanded it to. So I might as well put that there. Hire a worker. Let's go find this one, and this can go get our alfalfa silage bales on the way. So I'm just letting the machine do that pushing, which has worked out all right. Bah, we've got a bale stuck there now. Why is that now not unloading? That's strange. Okay. See if that works now. There we go. So that's a nice enough stack of bales, isn't it? We've got that fairly straight. Right, let's just reverse this a bit further back. And once we fold this arm back up, we can drop this off, because I can't see us needing it again for a little while anyways. So let's drop that off. We now need to have a look at finding our bigger John Deere, which is there. And I don't think we've got anything to spread lime. I think we bought something to spread lime and then sold it again. So if we go to spreaders, let's see what we have. Fertilizer spreaders. That's just fertilizer. Ooh, that's lime. That's something a bit different. I don't know how wide it spreads it though. So let's go. Doesn't really tell us. And then this was 42 meters. This was something that come out in one of the in-game patches. So I think if that's going to do 42 meters, we'll set up what we've got here. Is that just the different treads? Let's go with that. Something a bit different. And yeah, fortunately, I'm just trying to think, if we were to use the crane, I'd have to tip a load up floor. But I'm going to buy that, like I say, just for something slightly different that we haven't used before. And then it gives us, we don't really need to buy it, I don't think, but buying it, yeah, I can't say. We've got the money anyway, so we've still got, if we go into here, sorry to keep flicking on, soybeans. We have £117,000 in soybeans to be made. And what's here? Eggs, when eggs are ready, so that'll keep going up. Sorry, there. Dry alfalfa, we're not selling that. Ketchup, we've got a load of ketchup. Yeah, so we've got plenty of money. And I would like to think, could we afford another field or not? I think we could do, to be fair. But we won't do it this episode just in case. Right, let's go get our new lime spreader, and if we do need to put some lime, if we want to use the crane, what I may do is I can fill up one of our trailers and then tip it on the floor, which is makes no sense whatsoever, but at least we use our lime trailer to its full capacity, what it's there for. I didn't check if there's a certain power requirement, which doesn't matter because we're in our John Deere, so this is one of the most powerful tractors we've got on the farm. But look at that. Is it dual chambered? Or is that just telling me that there's nothing in the grab? I can't work it out. Definitely, I do really like it, and especially the thought of, because if you look at most places, I know when there's lime, when I've been driving, it's more so when I've been driving along the North York Moors, when you see people spreading lime, it's normally a big pile of lime in the middle of a field. You have either an excavator or a telehandler or wheel loader, anything there, and then you just load it up into your spreader, go off spraying. As soon as you're up, you come back, load it all back up again. It's none of these big bags that you see on here. So I may do that just for something slightly different. And considering we're going to have enough money, I'm toying with buying this field on the left here, which annoyingly it's another soybean field, but it's a nice little field, and it joins up with the other one that we've got over there. The only thing we'll have to do is pull out the tram lines. Yeah, maybe. Don't know. Let's see. I've also just had another idea of what we could use this bucket for. We could, if I took that over to the manure heap, I could possibly, if it lets you pick manure up, pick manure out the heap and put it into the trailer. But what I would like to try and do is use an excavator instead. Pull an excavator into the pit and load up like that. Although I do know that we have a trigger on the outside here that we could do it like that. I just think it would be a bit different and a bit fun, just trying out different things. Plus, I've never driven an excavator in my life. I enjoy using the cranes. Oh, I better fill it with that before I do anything here. So if I go lime, start that, let's get 10,000 litres. So if we go tip this on the floor over here, that's £5,500. So it'll be shift I, Y, control I, whatever I've done is tipping that on the floor. So let's pull this out the way. I'll load up our trailer with what's in the shed first, and then we can come with our grab and load that on. So I'm wanting lime to put onto our new field and also to put onto the alfalfa field. So that's all the lime now that was in the shed. So let's work out how we do this. So I'm guessing unfold, and then if we change to that, how do we open? Oh, I've just folded it back up again. I don't quite know how to. I would have thought. I don't know how to open the bucket. Does it say on here? Open shovel. So now can I... Oh, so it's just press Z. So let's drop down. Let's go on to here. Like so. So if we press Z now, there. So what we're doing there? 12. Well, I imagine it's meant to be 12,000 litres at a time. To do that again, I need to put Z somewhere onto... you can't spin the bucket, which is annoying. But let's go back onto there, press Z. Oh, it is. It's 12,006 every time. So we'll get this filled, which won't take too much, I don't think. What are we on? 85%. Get this done, and then we may go to the new field and do that first, because that will require the most amount of lime, and then come to our alfalfa. And if we buy our other field, if we buy that other field in one of the next episodes, at least we've got this and we can do lime again. We shouldn't need to do fertiliser because we should be able to drill it all, and that's a point I need to remember. I'm hoping. So let's just put that over there, get that out of the way. Let's fold this up. What we need to do is we need to also buy a seed drill this year. So I'm not going to buy that other field, I don't think, because we won't have enough to buy a seed drill. Right, let's go over to this field over the road here. We'll get some lime spread on it, come back, load up again, and then we can do the alfalfa. Well, that hasn't been too bad a job doing that. Just a shame it's such a small working width. I was hoping it was going to do 42 metres, but obviously that is just for fertiliser. So we're going to take this back to the farm. We'll get it reloaded up with lime, but we'll get it just straight from the sell point. There's not much point putting it on the floor. But it is something where if we find ourselves with a load of spare cash, we can go buy a load of lime and put it on, put it outside the fields. For future, and at least we know we just put this on and we can always unload. I think the only downside with it is that bucket on the end. It's only 1,200 litres. If that could do a bit more, say 2.5, then it would be an amazing bit of machinery. What's it? Carbonator. That'll be all because of the lime. So let's pull under here. Let's refill. Lime, have we got... Okay, that's now going in perfect. Like so. I forget what it is. Is it 15,600 litres? So we need to bring this over to the alfalfa field because that's what needs doing next. And where is our worker? Right, it's right over in the distance there. So if we just have a quick look and go weeds. He's done a brilliant job there, to be fair. So right, we're going to move him from field 1. He can go to field 3. Where are you? There we go. So we want to. There's no point folding this up because well, there's no real reason at all to fold it up. We're moving on to this field, which is, I forget what it was now. It's either going to be soybeans or sorghum. So I'm going to hazard a guess and say that is corn. Well, that wasn't very good then, was it? Soybeans or sorghum, and it's corn. So we'll let him do that field, which should do all right. Let's now go and find. Do we do a final bit of log work? Obviously, we've done some lime spreading. There's only one field left to lime. We're going to have to stay in this month to continue doing the lime spreading. So at least this way we can sort of split it up a bit. So we get the remainder of these trees cut, and then it's just transporting them in the next episode, and then we can look at doing the stumps and getting the remainder of the trees done. So Z to unfold. We want to make sure we get in the cab. I think there's a different view for if the cab moves with you. Yeah, so we're not in. We want to be this view. That's better. Let's turn on the cutter. And what are we lengthwise? We want to be 5.5, which we are. And yeah, let's just get the remainder of these filled, which shouldn't take too long.
To fulfill, caught in a frenzy, we dance in this way. In the pursuit of more, we'll find our way. With every chase, in this endless race, in this game we'll play forever in the greedy way. In the hunger of the night we'll soar, our hearts screaming for something more. With every beat we'll lead astray, we'll dance forever in the greedy way. Through the highs and lows we crave the rush. In the whispers of temptation we hush. Bound by desire we'll never sway. In the realm of excess we'll stay. With every risk we take and chances we make, in this path we'll stray forever in the greedy way. In the hunger of the night we'll soar.
Well, there we go. That's the whole forestry gone. And I think we're putting way more trees back in by the looks of it. And if we let these grow a lot bigger, they'll do us a lot better than what these did. So we'll just turn that off and go back to this. If we press Z, it should fold it all up for us. Hopefully it won't cause too many problems letting it fold up like so. That's the cables bringing the forestry header back. Right, we want to park this out of the road. Ideally, we could do with having some sort of a shed over here so that we can house this. Obviously, the stump grinder and the planter, they can go back once we've finished off all this. So they'll be in the next episode or two. They shouldn't cost too much to lease them, I don't think. But right, let's leave that there. Let's go to see how our worker is doing. Let's just check the map. So he must only be doing one headland. So once he's done that, it's that one headland. So in the next episode, we have field 8 to go and do. We have, obviously, field 5 was ploughed. I'm guessing 37. I'm hoping that's drilled. Is there nothing in there? Hold on, let's go to here. Soybeans. Right, okay, yeah, that is drilling. We need to change that. Tramline's none, okay. So, yeah. We just have... Sorry, I'm just trying to remember where we are. So, field 8 left to do. Field 32 left to do. Field 35, I think, has already been done. I should really check if there is anything that needs, because we've got the ploughing on. Oh, field 8 and field 37 both need ploughing. So does field 1. How often's that then? Do these need... I don't understand why they need ploughing. Is it because we've had corn in them? That's going to be my guess, because obviously why is that one not need ploughing when that wasn't at the same time? That's had corn, that's had corn. So I reckon after every corn harvest, you need to put a plough through. That's certainly very, very interesting. But on that note, I think there's not much more to say. Then thank you very much for watching. I hope you've all liked and enjoyed the video, and I will see you again in the next one. Bye for now.